People often say talent is everything, but that's a lie. Talent is just a spark. Obsession is the fire that keeps burning when everyone else quits. The truth is, talent without obsession dies early. Obsession is what makes you wake up before the sun rises, when your body aches, when your mind says, rest, but your heart screams, work. Obsession is not glamorous. It's not Instagram highlights. It's ugly, it's painful, it's lonely. But it's what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Talent might get you noticed, but obsession is what will make the world remember your name. The difference between talent and obsession is consistency. Talent shows up when it feels good, when conditions are perfect, when the crowd is cheering. Obsession shows up every single day, rain or shine, loved or hated, celebrated or doubted. Obsession makes you put in the hours when nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, when there is no glory attached. That's why obsessed people surpass the talented. Because while talent rests, obsession builds. And by the time talent wakes up, obsession is already 10 steps ahead. Obsession is ruthless. It doesn't care about excuses. It doesn't care about comfort. It doesn't care about how tired you are or how many times you've failed. Obsession tells you, do it again and again and again. People with only talent stop after one failure. Obsession-driven people rise from failure like it's nothing because they don't see defeat as the end. They see it as a challenge. Talent waits for inspiration. Obsession creates its own inspiration. And in the end, obsession always outworks talent. Always, the world respects talent, but it boils down to obsession. Look at the ones who truly dominate. They weren't just talented, they were possessed with their craft. Their lives were built around one mission, one focus, one fire that burned so deep they couldn't escape it. That's what makes obsession powerful. It consumes you. And when it consumes you, it transforms you. People might call you crazy, but that's only because they don't understand what it takes to become extraordinary. To them, your sacrifices look insane. To you, they're the price of greatness, so don't chase talent. Don't depend on being naturally gifted. Chase obsession. Be the one who refuses to stop. Be the one who trains when others sleep, studies when others waste time, builds when others complain. Talent is a blessing, yes, but obsession is a choice. And the truth is, those who choose obsession rewrite history. Obsession over talent, every single time. Discipline is the real difference maker. Everyone talks about goals, motivation, or dreams, but those are just words, there's no discipline behind them. Discipline is the backbone of success. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, not when you feel like it, but every single day. Motivation fades, moods change, energy rises and falls, but discipline doesn't care. Discipline doesn't ask, do you feel like it today? It commands you to move, to act, to keep going. That's why discipline is more powerful than motivation, because discipline doesn't need emotion, it's built on commitment. Discipline is not flashy. You won't always see immediate results. Some days it will feel like you're running in place, but it's those invisible days, those quiet, unnoticed efforts that stack up into greatness. Discipline is about stringing together hundreds of boring, repetitive, uncomfortable days until one day the results scream so loudly the world can't ignore you anymore. People who lack discipline stop when things don't happen fast enough, but those with discipline, they keep going because they trust the process more than the pace. The hardest part about discipline is that it demands sacrifice. You can't live an easy, undisciplined life and expect extraordinary results. Discipline forces you to cut off distractions, to say no to temptations, to delay pleasure. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it feels like you're missing out. But in truth, you're not missing out. You're investing. Every sacrifice you make because of discipline is a down payment for the life you want tomorrow. Comfort gives you nothing. Discipline gives you everything. Discipline is also about self-respect. It's a promise you make to yourself that you won't quit, you won't give in, you won't betray your own potential. When you break discipline, you're not just skipping a workout or slacking off on your work. You're breaking trust with yourself. And when that trust is broken, your confidence dies. But when you keep discipline, when you show up day after day, no matter how small the task, your confidence grows. You begin to see yourself as someone who follows through, and that belief becomes unshakable. In the end, greatness is not one massive leap. It's the result of thousands of disciplined steps taken consistently. Discipline is the bridge between ordinary and extraordinary. Without it, dreams remain dreams. With it, dreams become reality. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for the perfect feeling. Embrace discipline every single day. Because the truth is, simple discipline is painful and regret is far worse. And when you choose discipline, you're choosing the life you once thought was impossible. There is no greatness without sacrifice. People want success, they want recognition, they want to be remembered, but few are willing to pay the price. Sacrifice is the silent contract of success. It asks, what are you willing to give up for what you want? The world sees the glory, but rarely sees the nights you stayed awake while others slept, the meals you skipped, the parties you walked away from, the comfort you denied yourself. Sacrifice strips you of the unnecessary and sharpens you into someone who can carry the weight of greatness. Without sacrifice, dreams stay soft. With sacrifice, dreams harden into reality. Sacrifice is not a one-time event, it's a lifestyle. Every day you are faced with choices, comfort or growth, pleasure or purpose, now or later. And greatness always demands you choose later. It demands you choose pain today so you can taste victory tomorrow. It demands you trade short-term enjoyment for long-term fulfillment. People who want it easy never last. They get crushed under the weight of challenges because they built their lives on comfort. But those who embrace sacrifice build strength. Every no to temptation, every yes to discipline. Every time you walk away from comfort, you are constructing the foundation of your future. Sacrifice is misunderstood by most people. They think it means losing something forever. But in reality, sacrifice is an investment. When you sacrifice time, you're not losing time. You're investing it into your craft. When you sacrifice comfort, you're not punishing yourself. You're preparing yourself. Sacrifice is the ultimate exchange. Give up what is small to gain what is big. Give up what is temporary to gain what is permanent. Ordinary people see sacrifice as suffering. Extraordinary people see sacrifice as strategy. That's the mindset shift that separates the great from the forgotten. Sacrifice is also the test of desire. Everyone says they want success, but only those willing to sacrifice prove they actually mean it. Words don't build empires, sacrifices do. When you give up things others hold on to, you gain things others will never touch. Sacrifice is the filter. It weeds out the weak, the undisciplined, the uncommitted. If you're not willing to give up sleep, comfort, or distraction, then you're not serious about greatness. Because greatness doesn't just require skill, it requires proof of commitment, and sacrifice is that proof. At the end of the journey, sacrifice is what gives your success meaning. If it cost you nothing, it wouldn't matter. If it came easy, you wouldn't value it. It's the blood, sweat, tears, the nights of doubt and the mornings of pain that make victory so sweet. Sacrifice is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. Because the more you sacrifice for your dream, the more your dream will sacrifice for you. Greatness doesn't come to those who take everything, it comes to those who give everything. Remember this truth: comfort creates mediocrity, but sacrifice builds greatness. Pressure is the stage where the weak break and the strong are born. It's easy to shine when everything is smooth, when life is comfortable, when nobody is watching. But real champions are not created in peace. They are created in chaos, under the weight of expectations, in the fire of challenges. Pressure is the voice that whispers, "You can't handle this." And the reply of a champion is, "Watch me." Without pressure, there is no test. Without pressure, there is no growth. Without pressure, there are no champions. Pressure is not the enemy. Fear is. Pressure is a gift disguised as pain. It forces you to face parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. When the spotlight is on, when the crowd is loud, when your heart is racing and your hands are shaking, pressure reveals your true character. It doesn't lie. It shows exactly who has been putting in the work when nobody was watching. That's why champions love pressure, because it exposes the pretenders and highlights the prepared. Most people run away from pressure. They see it as too much, too heavy, too risky. But champions chase it. They understand that diamonds are only made under extreme pressure. Steel only hardens in fire. Muscles only grow when stressed. The same is true for the mind, the spirit, the will. Pressure doesn't break you, it builds you. If you don't quit, every setback, every difficult moment, every overwhelming challenge is not a wall, but a doorway to a stronger version of yourself. Champions don't fear pressure, they feed on it. Pressure also brings out clarity. In the hardest moments, you discover what truly matters. You find out how badly you want it, how much fight you really have inside, and what you're willing to endure. The truth is, pressure strips away excuses. When you're under pressure, you can't fake effort. You can't hide behind words. Your actions are exposed. That's why champions are made in the darkest, hardest moments. They don't fold under the weight, they stand taller. They don't let pressure suffocate them, they let it sharpen them. At the end of the journey, pressure becomes your ally. The same weight that once terrified you becomes the very thing that gives you strength. When you've faced pressure enough times, you stop fearing it and start craving it, because you know that pressure is not punishment, it's preparation. Champions are not remembered for avoiding pressure, they are remembered for thriving in it. So embrace it, chase it, carry it, because pressure doesn't just create champions, it proves them. Success is not the end, it's the beginning of the next climb. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that once they reach a milestone, they can relax. That's when they lose everything. The truth is, success is rented, not owned, and the rent is due every single day. Being satisfied is dangerous because satisfaction makes you slow down, it makes you lazy, it makes you forget the fire that got you here. That's why the real champions are never satisfied. They celebrate the win for a moment, then they reset, and their hunger for more becomes even greater. Hunger is what keeps you moving when you've already achieved what others dream about. Hunger is the mindset that says, yes, I've done it, but I can do more. I can go further. I can be better. The world will clap for you, cheer for you, tell you you've made it. but inside hunger whispers, not yet. That hunger is not greed, it's growth. It's the understanding that you are capable of more than yesterday, and the only way to honor that potential is to keep pushing beyond limits. The ones who stop after success are forgotten. History doesn't remember the person who did something once, it remembers the one who dominated again and again. That's why hunger matters. Hunger is what drags you back in the gym after a win. Hunger is what keeps you studying after a promotion. Hunger is what forces you to refine your craft after people already call you the best. Hunger is not about beating others. It's about beating yesterday's version of yourself. Never being satisfied is also about humility. It's about admitting that no matter how high you climb, there is still another mountain. The moment you think you've arrived, life will humble you. The moment you think you're untouchable, life will expose you. Hunger protects you from that arrogance. Hunger keeps you grounded, keeps you disciplined, keeps you sharp. It reminds you that no matter what you've achieved, there is always more to learn, more to build, more to conquer. At the heart of greatness is this truth. You can't be satisfied with being good when you were born to be great. You can't be satisfied with being great when you were meant to be legendary. And you can't be satisfied with being legendary when you can still inspire generations after you. That's what never satisfied, always hungry really means. It's a fire that never dies, a drive that never stops, a hunger that grows with every victory. Because in the end, success is not about reaching the top once. It's about climbing so high, so many times, that your name becomes eternal.